Eternal Father, I offer you the body and the blood, soul and divinity of your dearly beloved Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, in atonement for our sins and those of the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world, for the sake of the sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world.
For 5 years now, I've served the Diocese of Tandag as the third bishop, but I will always remain the son of the Archdiocese of Cagayan de Oro. It is from this diocese that I have served for 25 years in my ministry and life as a priest. And it is in this diocese that I experience the love and mercy of God and His people. In this Divine Mercy Sunday, let us try to focus our attention on how the mercy of God is incarnated or embodied in the very life of His people. In our first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, we were told that the early converts, the early Christians, every day they devoted themselves to meeting together in the temple area and to breaking bread in their homes, meeting together in the temple area for prayer, for worship, and then breaking bread, meaning sharing life in their homes. This means that from right worship flows our commitment to share ourselves to the needy. We cannot afford to worship God and do not care for others, especially the poor. To pray to God and does not care about the needs of the poor is not true worship, but idolatry. The hunger in the world is not caused because there is lack of food supply. There is hunger in the world because we are greedy. We do not see the needs of others. If there is hunger in the world, it is not because we lack food supply. There is hunger in the world because we do not share the blessings that the Lord has given us. What is lacking in the poor is what is extra to the rich. If we want to truly worship God, that should be translated in our care, service, and love for the poor. Every day, the early Christian community devoted themselves to meeting together in the temple area and to breaking bread in their homes. From true worship flows our commitment and our care for the poor. In the second reading, we were told that the ultimate expression or embodiment of God's mercy is in the joy of the resurrection of Jesus. Without the resurrection, there is no hope in suffering. Life will end in death. Life will end in defeat. Life will end on the cross. But because of the resurrection of Jesus, the cross is the passage towards victory. There is no Easter Sunday without Good Friday. The joy that lasts is the joy that passes through the cross. The sweetest victory is something that passes through hard work and sacrifice. Daghan sa atong mga igsuon karon nakapasar sa board exam sa law. Matamis kaayo ang pagpasar. Kung kini gidasunan o nag-agi sa daghan nga mga panahon sa pagbilar. Panahon sa pagdili sa mga barkada aron magtuon. Tungod kay ang pagtuon is not just about intellectual formation. It is not just about enhancing our intellectual capacity. When we study, we are loving the Lord with all our mind. And in loving the Lord with all our mind, we are showing to the Lord and to the world the mercy that comes from God. In our gospel reading this morning, we heard about the disciple, the doubting Thomas. Before we judge him as a doubting person, as a doubting disciple, let us try to understand where is this doubt coming from. The doubt of Thomas in the risen Lord is coming from his total commitment to Jesus before the passion. Remember, the disciples left everything because they believed that Jesus is the Messiah who will liberate them from the Roman imperial power who enslaved them for years. They left everything. He was even willing to die for Jesus because of his commitment to him. He was so proud of Jesus when he witnessed miracles after miracles before his eyes. Ang mga buta nakakita, ang mga bakol nakalakaw, ang mga gigutom nakakaon, ang mga giyawaan nahimong gawas ng pag-usap. Ining tanan nakapalig-on sa iyang paglaom kang Jesus nga Mesiyas. Apan sa dihang gilansang sa Jesus sa krus, it was a cause of disillusionment of a very committed disciple. Sa dihang nakita niya ang mga kamot nga kanhigamhanan kaayo, nga makapadaghan sa 5 kapan ug 3 ka isda, ug makapakaon sa 5,000 ka mga tao, kapin. Kining maong gamhanan nga kamot, karon gilansang na sa krus. Kinsa man na sumusunod ang dili magduha-duha. If Jesus, hanging on the cross, felt betrayed by the disciples also looking at Jesus hanging on the cross, they also felt betrayed. You promised to save us. Why are you hanging on the cross? Maunga sa dihang namatay si Jesus, Thomas isolated himself because he was so depressed. He was so angry about what happened the few days. Maunga sa dihang gisultihan sila nga nabanhaw si Jesus. Tingali ang sulti ni Tomas. Nabanhaw? Dili ko motoo. Ilaro na pudta niya pag-usab. I will not believe unless there is a condition. Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands and put my finger into the nail marks and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. He wanted a proof, the mark of the nails in his hands. Why is he asking that as a proof? That in the first place, when Jesus was hanging on the cross, nailed on the cross, that was the cause of his disillusionment and doubt. And why is he making that as the proof for him to be convinced and to believe that it is really Jesus? It is only after the resurrection that the mark of the nails, from a sign of death and defeat, is turned to be a source of victory and life. In the grace and mercy of God, the things that we are doubting about are the very explanation of the love and mercy and wisdom of God that goes beyond our human thoughts. He wanted to put his finger into the nail marks and put his hand into his side. Mercy is not just an idea. Mercy is something that you can see, that you can hear, that you can touch. Mercy is found in the wounds, because by the grace of God, the wounds are the marks of love. How many parents here would remember how many times your hearts were pierced with swords, with knives of frustrations from your children who did not go to school in those times that they were supposed to be studying. Pila sa mga ginikanan dinhi nga sama kang Tomas mo ingon, dili ka na nako pa eskwelahon. Nag-usik-usik ka lang sa akong sakripisyo. I will not give you another chance unless I will see you change. I will not send you to school again. But what is confusing is this. Despite of the hurts, despite of the pains, despite of the wounds, you still gave them one chance after another. And maybe they are here with you today. Mercy is not just an idea. Mercy is an experience. Those of you who know me personally, before I was ordained bishop in 2018, I was already diagnosed of cancer. And I told the Lord, how come you gave me this illness? And you are asking me for a very difficult mission. I need to be physically fit in order to respond to the demands of being a bishop. But that was my human thoughts. After 5 years, I began to understand slowly why He allowed me to have cancer. I am standing here before you as a vessel of God's mercy, as a walking ambassador of God's mercy. In the Philippines, when a bishop is sick and confined in the hospital at Cardinal Santos in Manila, everything is free of charge. Nakabalo siguro ang Ginoo that for 25 years, I have no savings. Kabalo siya, mo timing. Nga kung doon ako'y sakit, that is so expensive, He will see to it that I will not worry about money. Millions were spent during my 1 year and 2 months of treatment. But those times, mao ang tinuod nga kasinatian sa kaluoy sa Ginoo. Before I came back, I went back to the diocese after my treatment. I was asked by the nuncio, ingon siya, did you have any experience of depression during your treatment? Kay nagdungan ang akong chemotherapy ug unya radiation. Nga kuman sa akong session mo Raul, dili na ka gustong mumata. You just want to rest in peace. Kapoy kaayo ang lawas. And then, 2 surgeries. Nag-ingon siya, wala ba ka naka-experience ng depression? Ug nag-ingon ako sa iya, Your Excellency, thanks be to God, I did not have that kind of experience. Ingon siya, how come most of my friends who underwent that kind of process experienced depression? Nag-ingon ko, how can I be depressed? That when every time I wake up and I look around, I see goodness around me. The doctors, the nurses, those people cleaning my room, my family taking care of me. Ang nagpapuyo ka nako sa usa ka condo during my treatment, free of charge. How can I be angry at life and the world? I see goodness all around me. And I told him, you know, Your Excellency, this illness is really wonderful in the eyes of the Lord. And he said, why? Because I have a friend, dugay na kaayo na ko siya nga barkada. Wala na kami nagkita o wala na kami communication for so many years. But I just received a surprising message from him. Tingali nangita siya o kahigayunan nga makakuha sa akong number. Ingon ang nuncio, what was the content of the text? Yun ako. Mauni siya ang content sa text. Bishop, I hope you still remember me. Ako si so-and-so. Barkada kaayo nimo. But I want to tell you that for a long time, I have not prayed to God. Tungod kay daghan ko kaayo mga pagmahay sa Ginoo. Kay daghan kaayo ko o gipangayo sa iya para sa akong pamilya. And they were not given to us by God. Mao nga nag-undang nako pag-ambo o nag-undang nako pagsimba. But then he said, but when I heard that you have cancer, I turned to God after so many years to pray for you. I no longer pray for my family, but I prayed for you. Your illness is instrumental for my conversion. And I said to myself, Lord, if you can draw more people to you because of my cancer, it doesn't matter anymore whether I will be declared by my doctor as cancer-free or not. I will make use of this cancer, of this illness, as an embodiment of your mercy. And I will make use of this illness as my new pulpit of evangelization. Beginning this time, I will be your ambassador of mercy. Many of my people in the Diocese of Tandag met me the first time I arrived after my treatment. And they said, Bishop, we are storming heavens with prayers that God will completely heal you. God will perform a miracle in your healing. And I told them, thank you very much for your prayers. Thank you for praying for a miracle of healing to happen to me. But I told them, but I think it is also a great miracle for a bishop that even if he is not healed, he will continue and promise to love always the Lord, despite and in spite of all. It is a great miracle to continue to believe in this God, even if I am not healed. That is also a miracle, because in that situation, the mercy of God becomes more evident. Rolheiser once said, I am convinced that God calls each one of us to a vocation and to a special work here on earth, more on the basis of our wounds than on the basis of our gifts. Our gifts, our talents, our charisms are real and important. But they only grace others when they are shaped into a special kind of compassion by the uniqueness of our own wounds. Our unique, special wounds can help make each one of us and a unique and special healer for others who are wounded. Jesus invited the doubting Thomas. Put your finger into the nails. Put your hand into my side and do not doubt anymore. Amen.
Have mercy on us and on the whole world. Holy God, Holy Mighty One.